What's up, boys? It's Gaz, and welcome to the Warframe video. So, today we have a really weird nerf, although I guess it could be a much worse nerf we're talking about today. I'm going to go over the Xoris changes, that will be coming out with this steel path in, like, I don't know, probably this week is my guess. So, yeah, so the quick and dirty of it is the Xoris was a melee weapon they introduced with the Deadlock protocol that had infinite combo duration, and that infinite combo duration would work on pseudo-exalted weapons. And the thing is, the combo counter, combo multiplier, all this stuff, it did work on pseudo-exalted weapons, like regardless of weapon you used, but the Xoris just let you be really lazy. So, as you can see right here, one shot and level like 7,000 enemies with Korra, using the Jaw Sword, with a build I'll show you in a little bit here. Yeah, the Xoris, it pretty much was not going to be doing this kind of damage because, unlike the Jaw Sword and the Mire and actual good stat sticks, the Xoris had bad ribbons. And if you didn't know this, for Korra, for Atlas, for Gara, etc., ribbon mods affect their abilities because the melee mods you have equipped on your equipped melee will also affect your Whip Claw, etc., etc. So that's why I'm getting crazy red crits, one shot in level 7,000 enemies. I have done plenty of testing with the Xoris, and it's not going to be doing this. The Xoris is actually one of the worst stat sticks for Korra, but, you know, don't let what other people are trying to tell you, like baby's first endurance runner, tell you what's good and what's not good for this kind of stuff, okay? For min-maxing damage, the Xoris was never a good option for Korra. That's why it's a little bit weird they're nerfing it. Although I kind of think I know why they're nerfing it. Let's get into the nerf, though. So, pretty much what they're going to be doing is they're going to actually be making it so the Xoris is going from one of the best stat sticks. Like, I would actually recommend it to newer players that don't have ribbon mods for, like, the Jaw Sword and stuff. I was actually actively recommending, I'm like, oh, they're like, hey, what's a good stat stick for Korra? I'm like, well, the Jaw Sword and the Mire and, like, stuff like that are the best. But the Xoris is fine because it lets you have infinite combo duration. You don't have to run Naramon. You don't have to run combo duration mods, etc., etc. But, yeah, that is not the case anymore. Literally, like, this is probably the most extreme nerf of a single mechanic I've ever seen in this game besides, like, I guess, Maiming Strike. No. This is actually maybe more intense than the Maiming Strike nerf because look at what they're going to do to this. I'm going to go over this all in depth here in a second, but I'm going to just give you the quick gist of it. If you use the Xoris on any of these exalted weapons right here, and Gara's Splinter Storm, you will lose your entire combo upon casting the ability. It went from having infinite combo to literally losing the entire combo casting the ability once. So if you're using the Korra Whip Claw, you use your first ability once on Korra, your entire combo is gone. Same with Baruch, same with Garuda, I mean not Garuda, Valkyr, etc., etc. So let's get into it. Needless to say, this is not what it was like before. Let's also get the gameplay a little bit close. I'm going to read it off, though. I'll put the link in the description if you guys want to read it as well. Also, yeah, I got revived here, and the combo broke. So I had to rebuild my combo because, you know, this is a bug-free experience. Once we get MR30, it will be out of beta, right? So, yeah, here we go. So I'm going to read it off. Okay, you know, it's so small, might as well just minimize it at this point. I'm going to read it off. You guys can see the gameplay of this bugged out. I actually got my combo back at this point. So, one shot in level. That guy was like 62 hundo. So, alright. I'm going to read this off verbatim. Within the Deadlock Protocol, quest brought the Xoris, a glaive capable of chaining melee combos infinitely. The design intention behind the infinite combo mechanic was predominantly added for the Granum Void's charge throw moments. Yeah, they didn't think about this stuff at all. Real good job. Clown Department added again. To allow you to retain your charges until you were ready. The mechanic opened up new avenues for melee builds to maximize this infinite combo duration, which is great. However, we didn't realize... Okay, sorry. However, the overwhelming damage output of certain Warframe abilities was not our intention with an infinite melee combo weapon. And the conversation of Xoris or you're doing it wrong is pretty restrictive in terms of player choice. Okay, the actual smart people, the min-maxers... Oh, the gameplay's over. The actual min-maxers and stuff, they were saying the exact opposite. It's if you're using the Xoris on Korra, you are doing it wrong. Now, don't get me wrong, on some of these characters, the Xoris was really good. So, for example, Baruch, I don't really play Baruch, but you could actually use it with getting Weeping Wounds and Blood Rush on his fourth ability, etc., etc. Like Valkyr, you can't usually use Blood Rush on Valkyr. So, I mainly play Korra out of all these frames, so that's the one that is the most annoying to me. But for these other guys, like they just didn't even think about that in the first place. So, okay, our plans. Oh, they literally are saying Nerf in their patch. That's hilarious. Okay, getting back on track here. They didn't want it to be the only choice. That was our oversight, our mistake, and we apologize for the time it took to formulate a plan to address this. So let's break down our plans. By the way, it took them like I think 3 weeks to nerf this from when it got released. Our plan is not to nerf the base powers of the Warframes involved, or the mods that amplify the issue. So they're not nerfing Blood Rush, Weeping Wounds, or Gladiator mod set, as doing so isn't fair as it's a reaction to a single weapon. In turn, we have planned to only change the interactions with the Xoris directly. So they are aware that you can one-shot level 6,000, 7,000 with Korra. And as far as this couple sentences right here indicates, they're like, yeah, we're not going to nerf that. So that's good. But yeah, I just think it's funny that like they literally didn't even, they're like, oh wait, infinite combo duration. Like it's not even like it's really good if you just use Naramon and build your combo normally, but you know, let's just keep reading. The first issue, the Xoris' infinite melee combo duration directly amplifies the damage output of certain Warframe abilities that won't reset / decay unless you detonate the Xoris' manually using a heavy attack, or if you die, thus scaling with Warframe abilities that are amplified by your melee combo multiplier, Ash, 4th ability, Blade Storm, Atlas, Landslide, the 1st ability, and the Korra Whip Claw, 1st ability, and even more so when equipped with Blood Rush or Weeping Wounds. Okay, they for some reason don't know their own game mechanics and didn't think about that stuff. The second issue, the interaction with the Xoris and Gladiator mod set for Warframe Exalted weapons. The Gladiator mod set bonus is being carried over from the equipped melee to the Exalted weapons, such as Baruch's Serene Storm Exalted weapon, Valkyrie's Talons, and Wukong's Iron Staff. The solution, the change coming in the Steel Path update, is to have the affected Warframe's Exalted abilities / Exalted weapons reset the combo counter only if the Xoris is being used. So it's still going to be Jaw Sword Mire all the way as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to put my builds for those on the screen as well while we're at it. Yeah, only if you're using the Xoris, you're going to lose your combo. When you see, what you'll now see is the critical chance bonus applying to the first hit on abilities that are intended to scale with regular combo multiplier. But then the melee combo is reset by the ability and does not apply to the subsequent hits unless you build it up again with the Xoris, with itself. So that is so dumb. Okay, Exalted Melee Ultimate will reset the Xoris melee combo counter at the time of cast. As stated above, we are doing this because restricting your choice to a single weapon is for indisputed best performance, invalidates all others, such as interactions, which does not warrant changes to base Warframes as a whole. So even they don't realize that the Xoris is not the best stat stick, specifically for Korra, who's the main meta frame for this stuff. They don't even realize it. Like, I swear, you get some of these like min-maxers and like endurance runners on a call with the balance department, and this stuff will not even happen in the first place. But you know, that's not the case. We have people complaining about not being able to kill the level 1 freaking Demolist in hard mode. In conclusion, Warframe abilities / Exalted weapons affected by this are Ash Blade Storm, Atlas Landslide, Baruch Serene Storm, Excalibur Exalted Blade, Korra Whip Claw, Valkyrie Talons, Wukong Iron Staff, and a special note, Gara's Shattered Lash will now scale with melee combo counters. So that's nice. Gara did not need more damage in the first place, but Gara's getting more damage. It will scale with combo counter now. You probably shouldn't really change your build because I don't believe that the Shattered Lash has any crit, so just stick with a max damage. But, you know, hey, at least if you build up combo now, it'll do something. To be consistent with Korra's Whip Claw and Atlas Landslide, the same Xoris restrictions will still apply. So just don't use the Xoris as a stat stick anywhere. I rolled a Xoris-driven... I know I should 69 times in the previous video. I rolled 100 more times. 169 roll Xoris-driven. Literally all flushed down the toilet. The ribbon system sucks, and the Xoris is literally the worst stat stick in the game now because you lose your entire combo when you use an ability. TLDR, certain Warframe abilities and Exalted weapons will reset the combo counter if the Xoris is being used. So, yeah. Yeah, that is probably the most cringe nerf I've ever seen. I'm going to be honest. It's probably the most cringe nerf I've ever seen, besides maybe Maiming Strike going from multiplicative to like the weak ass sauce it has now. So yeah, just go with the Jaw Sword, go with the Mire, The reason you want to use those is because they have high stats on their Riven mods. They've also got special augment mods like Blade of Truth for the Jaw, so it gives you additional melee damage. The one for the Mire is like Toxic Justice or something like that, where it gives you 100% additional toxin damage. You don't need to use those. Any melee weapon with high Riven disposition will be great. So for example, like the Amphis. The Amphis is the highest Riven disposition of any melee. That's a good one. Some other ones like the Dual Cleavers, the normal Skana, the Tekko. There's quite a few that have pretty high stats still, but don't expect that to last long. Now that no one's using the Xoris, people will be using those actual good stat sticks again. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I wanted to get the information out to you guys. Like I said, I never actually considered the Xoris a good stat stick for someone like me that already runs Naramon, that has thousands of energy pads. Here's the thing that this Nerf is doing. This Nerf is just making it more annoying to play these characters, because you're going to have to run Naramon, you're going to have to run some combo duration mods, you're going to have to, you can't run Xeneric, is pretty much what I'm trying to say. So you'll be using energy pads if you're doing a long run, maybe you'll be using Energize, trying to depend on those Energize procs some more. So that's the general gist of this, and for frames like Baruch, Valkyr, other frames like that, this is just a gigantic nerf to them, because you just lose the entire combo. For Baruch specifically, I'm pretty sure this was ridiculous. I know that some people like Liam were using it all the time, and that playstyle is gone. You're gonna need to have like a bunch of combo duration to make that happen anymore. So I'll talk to you guys next time. I was able to squeeze this video out, and I will see you very soon. Peace.